Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here for another edition of our 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm Meteorologist Aaron White here on our Wednesday afternoon, and we have a lot to talk about here today as we are talking about two things happening here as we head towards the weekend. One, of course, that we've been tracking is the bitter cold, but now we are talking about a higher potential for some snow. So that's the second thing that we got going on here as we look ahead to late Saturday and for Sunday. So we have a 10 weather impact alert here for the bitter cold and of course the snow that we have coming in here as we head through the weekend. This is really going to be happening from Friday to Monday, and most of that's going to be the bitter cold. But we also got to factor in a potential winter storm in there, and that occurs late Saturday through Sunday night. And we are talking about a good potential for some snow accumulation, especially the further south you go. But over the last couple of days, there has been a trend with this winter storm that has really been talked about for, since the weekend, that it was going to be affecting the southern part of the U.S. But now that storm is trending a little bit further north and bringing us a higher chance for some snowfall here into central and especially southern Ohio. So that's what we got going on. And then, of course, the bitter cold. Sub-zero wind chills are in the forecast starting on Friday. And then we will see a little warm up as we get the snow building in, but it's still going to be very cold. We are not going to see any rain. We're not going to see any ice. It is going to be all snow, as our temperatures will be down in the teens to lower 20s throughout the duration of this winter storm as we go through Saturday into Sunday night. And then we're still talking about wind chill factors below zero, especially looking ahead again to Monday. So that's what we got going on. Two things, bitter cold and snow coming in here going into Saturday and Sunday. So here's a look at what we got going on, at least to start with the bitter cold temperatures. Temperatures will be falling down through the day Friday into the teens, into the single digits by Friday evening into Friday night. Factor in the wind. Wind chill factors, here we are around 11 p.m. down to anywhere from 5 to 15 below zero. That's likely going to be around the evening as well. So if you have any plans Friday evening between 5 p.m. and then they are actually really after 5 p.m., likely going to have wind chill factors below zero here for your Friday. Thankfully right now, things are quieter. It's a little bit warmer actually compared to yesterday. We were really stuck in the teens, barely getting into the lower 20s for some of us, but we had the sunshine, so that was a little helpful. But today we got the cloud cover and we have at least some warmer temperatures up to 36 now, but it's also breezy. South-southwest winds at 16 miles per hour, making it feel like it's down to around 26 here this afternoon. And as we go through the forecast, we could maybe hit 40 degrees. I think we'll be stuck in the upper 30s for the rest of today, and then eventually cooling off to the lower 30s later on tonight. And we also have the chance for a couple snow showers passing through. Not really tracking a lot here as we go through the day. There are some snow showers on the radar picture. That's mainly south of I-70 and really well southeast of I-71. Areas around Athens, back to the south and west, and starting to see some rain mixing in with the snow, indicating that we are seeing these warmer temperatures into the upper 30s to even near 40 across southern Ohio. So we are watching that, again, mainly passing to our south. But this is not our storm. This is really just a little bit of moisture that's been streaming through the area. Our storm system is still very far away. And I mean, we're talking about over 2,000 miles. It's still in the Pacific Ocean, and there's a lot that can happen in those 2,000 miles as that area of low pressure eventually tracks across the United States. It still has to go past the Rocky Mountains, and after that happens, that's when we start to see a little bit more organization happening with that area of low pressure and potential for it to even strengthen after it passes the Rockies again. And that's about, the halfway mark between so about 1,000 more miles for that to happen. And then as it goes out into the plains, eventually it's going to pull up moisture from the Gulf, and that's all going to come together. In addition, with that colder air from the Arctic, everything coming together right across the Midwest and the South to lead to a winter storm. And that's what we have in the forecast now, as the trend has been bringing that area of low pressure, the track of the system, a little bit further north, bringing that potential for even heavier snowfall into southern Ohio, and we actually have winter storm watches that have been issued by the National Weather Service for southern Ohio because of that potential for some snow accumulation. Meanwhile, you go even further south, potential for significant snowfall in areas that really don't see that much snow all at one time. Parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, even into northern parts of Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, snow and ice, and there could be a significant ice storm that develops from North Texas around Dallas, southern Oklahoma, through Arkansas into northern Georgia. And, we're talking about some, bigger cities and cities that have, those bigger hubs like the Delta hub in Atlanta, American Airlines hub in Dallas, that could lead to some significant travel delays for anyone traveling, anyone flying this weekend, as this is going to be affecting a large part of the country here with snow, ice, and even, of course, rain further to the south in areas that are going to be a little bit warmer, but not by much. But the winter impacts are going to be felt across many states, from the northern Gulf Coast states all the way up into the Midwest, with snow and the ice potential, especially, that could lead to some power outages along those northern parts of the Gulf Coast states, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, even in parts in Louisiana and Arkansas as we go through Friday into the weekend. Meanwhile, around here, we do have winter storm watches that have been issued. This includes areas around Chillicothe, Waverly, Piketon to Athens. This goes into effect Saturday through Sunday night, as we are likely going to see more snow accumulation here across southern Ohio. But because there has been a trend with that system tracking a little bit further north, we will be watching over the next couple of days. Keep in mind, it's Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and the snow likely wouldn't be starting until Saturday evening. So we're still 3 days out from the storm. A lot can change over the course of that time. As we mentioned, over 2,000 miles that the storm is currently situated. A lot can change in those 2,000 miles. So we're watching the trend, and we'll watch the trend to see if that snow builds a little bit further north, and we might see these watches extended further to the north as well across central Ohio. So this is one of our computer models that has been really watching the storm and tracking the storm and giving us an idea of how this system could potentially pan out. And here we are Saturday evening watching some light to moderate snow building in, but notice that darker blue, especially across areas in Kentucky, further south into southern Ohio, leading to higher potential for more significant snow accumulation. There will likely be some snowfall across the entire state, but the further south you go, likely the higher impacts. And that's what we have going on right now as we look. And this is actually a new update. So where you see the blue, lower impacts, where you see the red now, this is actually this is a change really from just the last 30 minutes as this graphic has updated. Now bring in the purple a little bit higher up and bring in the red now to include Columbus. So medium impacts a little bit further north, higher impacts further north as well. So definitely something we have to watch here for the weekend. So if you have any plans, Saturday afternoon through Sunday night, Monday morning, that's when we are talking about the highest impacts for the snow. And likely some of the heaviest snowfall will be occurring late Saturday night through around midday on Sunday. So that window from about midnight to noon on Sunday, that might be when we see some of the highest accumulation of snowfall and some of the higher impacts, especially as we go through the day Sunday. So whatever you have planned, just be aware that we are tracking this potential winter storm and potential for some decent snow accumulation across really central and southern Ohio. The further south you go, the higher the totals will be, at least right now. But we're watching the trends. As I mentioned, the trends have been bringing that system further north. They could easily start trending further south. So that's what we have to watch here over the next couple of days. Just be aware of what we have in the forecast here for the weekend. Not just the snow, but also the bitter cold. Now, as we go through tonight, we could still see a couple snow showers around. 27 is our forecast low. As we head into tomorrow, we are going to catch a break. Partly cloudy skies, 31 for a high temperature. Really Not too bad here as we go through tomorrow, but then things change because we get that first blast of cold air. Our temperatures will really start off in the upper teens here on Friday, but they'll be dropping through the afternoon. So by the evening hours, that was when we are talking about that potential for sub-zero wind chill factors here Friday evening, which is why we have that 10 weather impact alert starting Friday evening into Friday night, extending all the way into Monday morning, as we will see bitter cold, low wind chill factors below zero, especially Friday evening through Saturday morning, and then likely sub-zero wind chills here as we head into the day on Monday, but also because of that winter storm, that potential for snow accumulation happening later Saturday, overnight into the day on Sunday. And notice our temperatures with the snow, we're really stuck between about 10 and 20 degrees. So because of those temperatures, it's likely that we're going to see this snow become more of the fluffier side. So potential for bigger snowflakes, allowing it to pile up and accumulate to more higher numbers. And that's what we could be watching here in the forecast going into Saturday night and Sunday. So a lot's going to be going on here over the course of the next couple of days. We're watching the trends. We're watching all the different computer projections that are coming in to help paint a picture of how this storm is going to be panning out. So make sure to stay tuned to 10 TV Plus here, but also 10 TV coming up later on this afternoon as we are going to be watching the data, new data coming in this afternoon and helping to give us a better idea of how the storm again is going to be panning out. So that's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, main focus is going to be on the snow and of course the bitter cold here starting late Friday and all the way through Monday morning before we see eventually some quieter conditions and a little bit more sunshine looking ahead to next week. So that'll do it for us here on the 10 Weather Impact Show. Thanks for joining us here. Again, we'll have more updates coming up on that winter storm and, of course, the bitter cold. Make sure to tune in this evening here on 10 TV Plus and also on 10 TV at 4 o'clock. Meteorologist Michael Behrens will be in. He'll have the latest updates on the snow and, of course, the bitter cold that we are tracking here as we head towards the weekend. And we also have more news and weather updates online, as always, at 10tv.com.